There are things we can do. We bring in good news and we give it to you. We judge it for podcast and connecting people and culture from here and up out of the globe. Monitor people who willing to serve. The blessing that time and the efforts are rest. The brothers who giving us here and the promise of them. The work of my life without fear.
A lyrical healthy
Master.
Clear police who make on you. I can't ask it if you been you. Say my journey, Tina can ask him my jamo. And he's no money. The more I know. And you love our money. The more I know.
Sktv, the best in Liberia. Sktv, the best in Africa. Sktv, the best in Mama Liberia. Must hold by the lofa and grandmother.
And I didn't ya to money, and I said ya to money, and I can't play ya to money, and I could do ya to money, and I didn't ya to money, and I said ya to money, and I can't play ya to money, and I could do ya to money, and I forget it now ya to money. That's the thing, and I forget it now. Cause you walk on my ya to money. Yeah.
Sktv, the best in Liberia. Sktv, the best in Africa. Sktv, the best in Mama Liberia. Must hold by the lofa and grandmother.
There are things we can do. We bring in good news and we give it to you. We judge it for podcast and connecting people and culture from here and up out of the globe. Monitor people who willing to serve. The blessing that time and the efforts are rest. The broadcast we giving are real and the promise from best. To work with my life without fear. From Grandfather Nima to Lufa, from Riverside, River G to Chile, from Grand Crew, Bombing, Cape Mount, Montserrat, San to Bacalu, from Maryland, Bonk to the Mikey B. We the best in the land, yeah, LIB. We the best in the land, yeah, LIB. We the best in the land, yeah, LIB.
Sktv, the best in Liberia. Sktv, the best in Africa. And so it's quite an interesting and sad situation here. Folks, welcome to our broadcast. As schools officially impaired Liberians have gathered here up Capitol Hill, right between the University of Liberia and the National Legislature to protest. We don't know what we are protesting for, but we are hoping to. And so it's quite an interesting and sad situation here. Folks, welcome to our broadcast. As schools officially impaired Liberians have gathered here up Capitol Hill, right between the University of Liberia and the National Legislature to protest. We don't know what we are protesting for, but we are hoping.
Roll. Well, very interesting. This country of ours, every day you wake up, when you hear something, the next hours, or the next minutes, or the next time you will hear another thing, that's it. That's the good thing with our lives, our society, and the people we are. That's one thing that always appreciating God for that. At least in the midst of everything, let's be grateful and let's be happy and let's be able to show love to each other. But people, good evening. Today is the second to the last day in the month of October. For a matter of fact, today is the 30th of October and the 10th month. October is the 10th month and the year remain the same, 2025. So again, we are back on the farm, Aisha. We come here to inform, educate, and also entertain you with some of the, the jokes and so forth that we bring into the broadcast also that make you live and also entertainment. So that's good. Sometimes we play some music for you also, especially over the weekend. But people, it's good that we're back. Today is Thursday, Aisha. The social chairman already in studio, Steve Bode, or better still, Mose, and that the rest of the team will be here with us on today, if possible, Mr. Kane. And that of the entire team will also be here with us this evening. I know it's in the morning time, it's afternoon, it's better maybe stay maybe evening also to your end. But all I want to say this afternoon or this evening or this morning is good evening. Thank you for always joining this broadcast, always burning your batteries and other your data. Let's share the show. Yes, indeed, at the first thing at least, let's be able to hit at least 300 to 400. Then we will have our discussion. But let's share the show. Those of you who just joining, yeah, Steve, thank you, Ali, that you're already here with us as soon as possible. That's the best thing to do. But again, I will do the sharing of the show. Ali will be talking some things behind the scene. But again, that means we'll be saying some things while we go along with the sharing of the show. But good evening, my dear brother. Everything.
Folks, let's share the show. Good evening. Good morning from my end, Melbourne. Still, our time in the United States varies from you guys' time. Sometimes 7 hours in some places. Sometimes 4, whatever time you guys have. But folks, let's share the show. Today, you don't want to miss the conversation. We have been running the research. The show will start today. We'll end it up Saturday. We want to discuss some deep political alignments, arrangements, and things that are happening behind closed doors. The plans these guys have for the opposition, the distraction that they're carrying on, the plan as to who to even consider for 2029 from the Unity Party end. It will shock you because in Jeremiah we'll tell you who it is and what they are doing. We'll tell you about that visa, if it's applicable to my Mary, if it's applicable to my papa there and my old man. We'll tell you about what's going on. Let me tell you something. We sat down 2023. We did not put our support behind anybody. We did not inform the Liberian people of the facts. This time around, we'll open everything to the public. We'll tell you the latest mission Stenton is on. We'll talk big thing in a week. And you want to talk politics? We'll discuss big politics. And we'll tell you to watch out. Why Henry Costa came out. We'll tell you about Selamita. We'll tell you about HPX. What's going on and what's happening and what's going to happen. Abrego Garcia. Listen, don't be fooled. Don't be carried away. Don't check. Today we talk big politics. Big politics we're talking. We talk big thing. Anything just about passing around in America. In France, we tell you how you might enter there. What a role of Asila Mita in here going to France. Allegedly, we tell you. We'll leave that story, man. We got important to discuss here. Nobody's stupid here. But maybe let's roll it. What thing caught your attention socially?
Well, my dear brother and my chairman, quickly, let me also join you to say, I don't know whether it will be possible tomorrow for my new neighbor to be in country, which of course I know that it's supposed to be tomorrow. But anyway, maybe when we go into the conversations, then we'll discuss about my name, the name you just mentioned, LMS supposed to be in country at the end of this month.
Who?
Chairman, you want me to be calling name? You just call a name. Or you're not coming again. The men are supposed to come.
But call the name. Why you gossiping? This is not a gossip show.
The Garcia name is your call. You just call name. Then you confuse again. But man, let's move. Okay, let's move to the social aspect. We'll come back. Then we'll talk about.
But man, let's wait. Slow down. You see that the problem with you. That the problem with you. This is the problem. This is the issue. Call the name. What you can be acting a friend for?
No, but you just call the name.
Who me? I call. I said different things. Man, don't confuse me, man.
But me say Garcia. Who we talking about?
Abrego Garcia. Abrego Garcia, a criminal, brother. Lead that story here for the we can call names.
So you want to show that my neighbor, because very soon the man will be my neighbor. So you should understand.
Oh, okay. Yeah, let me know women somebody happy.
Don't put me. But anyway, socially,
My man,
I think,
my man, you want to discuss serious things, so let me get to serious issue here socially, man. Folks, y'all who can be making newborn jacking in other news. What are the women who are standing with? I know Regina, Daniel, Regina, who from Nigeria. What are the women who are standing with? She gone back. I beg you. She went back. Nobody's stupid. Y'all been standing with your friend. Told you before that women can honor man their own agenda. Women can honor man women agenda. Forget that story. All the getaway can be like, oh, she's loving to marry man and she cheating with a man and she doing that one. You get in chain that cell will start sleeping with that man. Leave that thing. Leave that story, man. Those hypocrite, especially like brown women. Give them chance. Most of them, I don't know, say on the show. That's social time now. Before we get into the politics, that's social time. Most of those Liberian women you can hear making love. They want useless, I want useless. All of them hustling. Most of them are hustling. Get them chance. The same thing the criticizing will do the same thing. These are facts. Leave that story. The hustler there. Folks, Regina Dana went back and we staying with her. Me, I stand with Regina Dana. She go back. She ain't go back. I'm my business. I don't care. I'm not worried. Are you passing around standing with people? You're not standing with people. You're not. Me, I care. I'm not even worried. I know that you're going to go by anyway. You 25-year-old, you were 65-year-old man. You see what man and woman. you young girl. See yourself young, looking good in the face. You're not struggling in the face. You follow one old man who's 65-year-old at your pa age or your grandfather age. You with that man. You passing around with old chromosomes in you because you're sleeping with an old man. You want made up. You're making noise. You'll be fine. You'll be fine. Yeah, let's share the show. Yeah, but thank you for blacking out the idiot. Ain't got time for that. Say that rule show, yeah, then go to go to play with that rule. Today we discuss big politics. So no more socially, what didn't catch you? What didn't catch your attention?
Yeah, so socially, like you just
they put that sharing the show, man. They said they put that on sharing the show. Let's forget that thing. They put that on sharing the show.
The show with sharing also being the same. I'm also doing that. Yeah, so I think there are so many things that need to be talked about socially. But I think the entire week or any of this month, I don't think there's many drama that it used to be. I don't know whether maybe there are so many education. But again, I think there this post, I think from Yeke TV, one of their blog, and they were talking about, I think about the married woman, beating on the girlfriend, which of course she don't have a right to do, and all of these things. So I thought it was that maybe sometime in our social person we have to look at some of these things, because sometimes people abuse people they don't even know. Why are you beating on someone? Why are you fighting someone? Because of maybe they have, or maybe interactions with your partner. So Soldier Chairman, I don't know what say you, but I saw that post and it makes a lot of sense that any kind of more wife, or what you may call yourself, you have no right to beat or to fight.
Let me advise all my brother and friends. Let me advise my brother and to all the men. Let me say that. Let me give you the advice. Let me cool. Any woman that fight for you or may plow for you with another woman, lead that woman. And if the both women may plow, especially the way they bring your knee inside as a man, lead both women. They're not worth it. Yeah. So if I were that man who they're making plow for, I'll leave both of the women. They're not ready yet. The women are plenty. Why you gotta be giving us a hard time? Let me announce to you, women are plenty. Anybody that misbehave, lead them. I'm saying it. Don't be on that thing. Nobody got time for that foolishness. And now you want to spoil somebody, go spoil your partner. Why you got spoil money? Go spoil your partner. Your partner behind you. That my name should be behind you. Go spoil money. My name should be behind you. Misbehave. My name supposed to be behind you, and you misbehaving in public. You mad? I'll leave. Oh yes, I will leave. If I leave, are you bombing? So any woman that misbehave, the other one, for the other one. Hey there, you leave both of them, bro. Let me tell you, women plenty on earth. Don't worry, I said the French will say beaucoup, the beaucoup. I beg you, yeah. Leave that story. I got credible information for Alexander Cummings. I will talk about it here today. Don't bring the ANC people.
So before more come in, I'm seeing my brother Monk here. So before more come in, Steve, actually this is serious, and I know maybe we'll take few of our time during the week. Like for example, Steve, most of our sisters, they will be 100% in readiness. They will be so serious when it comes to the issue of marriage and so forth, back to back. But after marriage now, Steve, they want to control, they want to imprison, and they want to stop them. In fact, some of them, most of the cases that some of other women listening today, or in fact, that we also go through every day, they also deny the man of what the man supposed to get. Now, when the men go out there to get it from side check, then they have issues. They want to for the side check. They want to.
My man, I don't use that term on any woman. I told you before, it's a disrespectful term. It's just on there. Nothing said aside or the other one. Now you can be passing around that fully conversation. Woman, what are you talking? It's aside. Woman, look, that people use those stupid terms. And woman, it's important for you to be careful about the words you use. The woman who is sleeping with you, go call that woman side or call the other person front. So we want it front, we want it side. Leave that story, man. Leave that thing. Leave that thing. That thing will never change. That thing will not change. But I'm working more. We're going to show you. Today, you're bringing all your.
Today's hard, man. I got changed my modem. My computer been going off and on. I got a new modem. I don't know. Maybe so.
The people now want for you to report on the visa business. I'm making an attack in that modem. Leave that story, but we I beg you. We don't want to do research. They turn about it. Little bosses.
Yeah.
They turn about it. Little bosses. Sktv make sure more in Ghana to double check. More we finish doing the research on a whole visa. We'll hear the history of that visa thing that they passing around with. You need that thing. You think we have a joke? You think we have a joke?
Conversation. Trust me, we got information here. We do our research. That's why when our folks come here on Friday. I can get pissed at hell because we do the work. Days like a Chinese buffet, you can only come here and eat. You're already doing the work. We did the work already, and there are a lot of things to be said. A lot of moving parts. I told people on Wednesday that they should keep their eyes on the ground. A lot of things happening in Liberia at the moment. The politics, the concession, ratification. We got some lawmakers that are opposed, and one of the guys that becoming more vocal these days is Creighton Duncan from Sano County. He threatened to sue the Barker administration if they were to send this particular deal for a lawmaker to ratify this concession agreement on the oil block. So that's something we are monitoring. Hopefully by Saturday or before the end of the week, we'll get all the findings and all the information. But the new celebration today for the news is the 3 years visa extension, the H1 and H2 for business people and tourism. And for us, we always saw the common people. So it's a good thing in terms of repairing the country's image, but from an economic, political standpoint, it's nothing for the common people.
Mom, I beg you, we'll get in that conversation when your time comes for you to elaborate on the historicity and everything. I beg you. We just warm me up for your show. Let me tell you today, the show will be hot the next 3 days because we got to lay the historicity, the consequences, the long-term impact, and what these guys are doing. I know how to plan it. I don't know, impromptu. Let me use that word. The impromptu appearance of Costa after he just met with Jeremiah Kuhn. We'll tell you about the fight that is going on in the United Party. United Party now supporting Jeremiah Kuhn for the presidency 2029. We'll tell you who United Party is looking at. And you guys have now had that person, the overload that person. We'll tell you the next move they play on Alexander Cummings. What are ANC putting? I see you bouncing around a few days in Atlanta, Georgia. Hey, I told you, I will not appear on your convention or anything because I beat ball. And I want to learn you. I beat ball. I'm never wasting the time here. We told you, we can't appear. We don't want them to tell us we're not doing what we're not doing because we are principled people. You think we're on a joke level you're on. We'll tell you what happened to you. And we don't want to tell you, say they were planning to indict Cummings that time. You said that was joke. We told Musa Berete they were planning to go after him. You said that was joke. We come and tell you what the United Party get playing for you. Y'all be saying that joking. Y'all be checking. You ain't seen nothing yet. Y'all be checking on the boys. There is an Cummings go sit and talk about you want come wait a minute, Joseph Barra is a good man. Joseph Barra a good man. You ain't ready yet. You ain't ready yet.
I want to be nice guy in politics.
A nice guy. Nice guy wanted to screw you over. There is no such thing as nice guy. Joseph Barra is not a nice guy. He is not a nice old man. He's a dangerous old man who's on departure. Anytime when I can leave the earth, he on departure. I say, hey, he is on departure. But I got into the politics because to the umpires of like we say we're having BB conversation. A few weeks ago, we told you, oh, okay, Mr. Cannon show. Mr. Cannon, welcome to the show.
Yeah, how you doing?
Yeah, nothing more. We are in other news. Now we gotta bring CMC in other news. Folks, CMC in other news. CMC global chair, is that a global chairperson or who? Grace Gua?
Yeah.
She lead there. Baby, I wouldn't want to bring any other news. Mr. Cannon said you gotta get up there. What is going on with the CMC? You are married to your chairperson, lead your people in less than 6 months. What is going on? Nonsense about we'll move on.
Yeah, first of all, I want to say good afternoon, good evening to everybody. I want to say a big thank you as always to Monk, Mayor Maybon, and Steve. Been a minute and not seen Mr. Masali. I hope everything is okay with him. It's good to be here.
We did a position for him. I want to get in here again.
What kind of position take for your social?
The estate social chairman position that you were lobbying behind closed door to get a position. We go to Monk. Say we can't put that one in.
Okay. Yeah, but it's good to be here. I want to start by greeting our people, those of you listening to us on the radio, as well as those who are listening to us on Facebook, YouTube, and other media platforms. I want to say thank you. We'll also like to inform you that we are working on bringing all our people back on the radio. Speaking of being in Grand Judea, being in Former, being in Nimba County, we are working on it. And as a matter of fact, we will be on another platform in Bon County, Banga to be specific. So the Sktv is expanding on a very different level. So I want to say a big thank you to all our staffs and leaders within our structure. So come to mention, I know we have a lot going on today. Liberians are celebrating. Hold on one second. Hold on one second.
Okay. What if they're bringing the better people? If they bring the better people on my people, who can speak better than all yeah? But alone, we're being Bonkante.
Yes, that's good, Chairman. Thank you. So
all right, let me just conclude what I was saying.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
right.
Please.
So yeah, we have a lot going on. Steve asked a very important question. As an institution, also institutional person, we deal with issue as we see fate, and we also want to work on the front line when it comes to our organization or the institution, the political party. Personally, I enjoy working with any Liberian, regardless of your gender, religion affiliation, or your country of origin. And everybody is welcome, to the CMC. But again, in life, everything is expected. That's why when you are in anything, always have a contingency plan. The whole call it plan A and plan B. But when a situation happens, the way you react to it speaks volume about you and your institution. So yes, Madame Grace Goa is a Liberian, and she was an integral part of the formation of CMC. We also respect her right to stay or leave. And when she wrote her letter of resignation to the party responded accordingly and was made public. So if anybody have a concern or question, I think reading that particular release from the party will help you understand and you also know the party's position. However, our party's moving forward, making progress on a daily basis. I can't say nothing more than that. But CMC, by the way, yesterday, CMC was lucky enough to have brought on board another very important person in our society. This lady, she has been one of the leaders within the Grandidian community. Her name is Getru. She's now been appointed as the leader, the chairperson for Pennsylvania and Delaware chapter of CMC. That's a good news. I want to say congratulations to her from a personal level as well as from professional level. She is a good person. She is a go-getter. She's very, very smart, intelligent. Imagine this lady while we're in Philadelphia the other day, Steve. Everybody, dancing, moving around, taking pictures, doing everything. She was just sitting there selling, and marketing, selling t-shirts, hats, and other equipment for the CMC. So leaders that go, beyond, above and beyond to serve the people are always welcome. So I want to say congratulations to get you and welcome her on board. We are willing and more than happy to work with her for the benefit of the CMC and the Liberian people.
Thank you, Mr. Kanye. Thanks for the clarity, folks. For this time I will be doing full disclosure on the show. Full disclosure. We met last night, me and Mr. Kanye, and it was a fruitful conversation. Not that we discussed any position. No, but I see you shaking your head because when I was leaving, you called me, and I told you I came from an important meeting. We met last night for a couple of hours. We spent almost 1 a.m. in the morning. We're there discussing the labor rating. There was a vacancy, a huge vacancy with huge leadership availability and potential in the CMC. We discuss it. We come out the conversation. We meet as always in Ataye. It was let me tell you something. The atmosphere was conducive. We talk serious politics. We talk about the CMC. We talk about the CMC's response to grace and so forth. And we said that I told him, I said, we're going to put a question out to him in the public because, we are clear we got to have full. So we had a meeting last night for disclosure. I never accepted any position that will be clear for the record. But, we are looking at things. CMC is aggressively pursuing people. I'll be honest. This is one of the political, I'm saying it here to be clear. CMC is aggressively pursuing and meeting people. And I like that from them. I will give them credit. They're not overlooking anybody. They're not disrespecting anyone. They're going after people in a respectable way, open-minded, and in a willing way to sell themselves. I'll be very honest. So, yeah. So, I ain't there. But now we move on to the ANC. A few weeks ago, we told you on Sktv, we don't want to tell you what ain't going to be happy. A few weeks ago, we announced to you that we were going to go after the CMC leader. We said on Sktv also that the government has planned to target different opposition leaders and parties in order to create destabilization. They want to destabilize anything that has to do with opposition. We said it. Well, the latest plan is to go after Alexander Cummings after that interview on Spoon. And here is how they plan to do it. You remember Alexander Cummings made that statement? He's been making it, I know, for years now that he has investments in Liberia. They want to discover the investment. But in order to discover the investment, they want to make it like a public appeal in order to boost Alexander Cummings' chances to become president or to say him doing something for the Liberian people. So strategically, what they have done is to tell Stanton, Costa, and the rest of them to push ANC people and Alexander Cummings to disclose the businesses he got so that they can use the same strategy they're using against Musa Hassan Belete to go after him. So we are here to get information. What you do with the information in our business, we don't care. We're not part of ANC. We're not part of no party. We are here to say it as it is. So that here, my people, for ANC people, y'all can go do whatever you want to do with the information. We don't care. Y'all go sit on Spoon and y'all tell them what kind of business Alexander Cummings get. When a deputy Alexander Cummings will be ready again and tell you, say we told you. But I get back to other things that are interesting also in the country. On Sktv, we made the revelation that Joseph Boaka will not be running. Some of you insulted Sekou. Some of you said Sekou, that CMC man, and so forth. But we've gotten some inside scoop about who they want to carry because they don't want Jeremiah Kun. We also made that revelation here that they don't want Jeremiah Kun. You insult that second again when he brought out breaking news. But let me disclose to you who they want to carry. They don't want to carry Bafwan. They don't. They don't want to try that Lofaki again. So the next person they've pinpointed on, which they're building their case around, which you are seeing now in clear air, is Sarah Bezlo. We're not going to hide it. We're not going to hide it. We're not going to be able to talk. Don't overlook the move you see with Sarah Bezlo. I want to get a reaction from Mr. Kane and Monk. We're telling you today, you keep this video, you remember it. Because when it comes back, we know you don't give up credit most of the time, but we are here to say the truth because the truth is the truth. Monk, what say you? They're building a case around Sarah Bezlo, and we'll come to Monk to give a detail about the visa bill, but they're building a case in a public image, an international image and connection around Sarah Bezlo. They're trying to make her the grand face for the party gradually doing that transition strategically. That's why they even got rid of it. Part of the reason allegedly they got rid of it, Karishma, was part of the bigger plot because apparently she was on the Jeremiah Kun side of things. We talk BB politics today. So she was getting from inside scoop and informing Kun on it. So allegedly they had to get rid of her. But Mom, what say you?
Well, I cannot say it's far-fetched. That's politics. It's within the realm of possibility. When you serve as foreign minister, or the Secretary of State of America, you are the president also. You run the activities and the aspiration and the foreign policy of the president. So for a foreign minister running for president, that position alone prepare you for the presidency, technically, because you're already in the diplomatic circle. So there's nothing new. The thing it will come down to electability. At the end of the day, is not who you can pick. It's about who will be able to bring the numbers. So United Party, like I said, they've been in power for 12 years. They will make it 18 good years. They got structure in place. They are the ones that control all levels of government. They got a central bank. They got a finance ministry. They can put in a candidate and make the case. They just have to convince fewer people to join the fray because they already got a base. They have been in power for a very, very long time. So it's within the realm of possibility they could push her. She's a female candidate anyway. She will appeal to women, foreign minister. It prepares her for the position of the higher office. So who knows? If they believe that she can carry on the rescue mission agenda, then if she's the perfect candidate, then so be it. They will be able to push her. I'm not going to bet against that. There's like I said, there is a high probability that they could literally do it because they don't want to play the whole Lofa County thing again for the second time. Maybe voters might push back on it. She will be seen as someone who is neutral. She's independent. She's a female, work as foreign minister. She's building her resume already. That's why I saw, the celebration, the jubilation on ground. Like they make it seem like she can walk on water now. Like she's the political minister that is trying to rebuild the country image internationally. So my brothers, politics, we are watching, man. That's the truth. Yep.
Yeah, but let's get to Mr. Kane really quick for a reaction. Mr. Kane, what say you? Because a few weeks ago, you stepping on this conversation, bringing it from the Sktv in. So we are expanding on our research and all other information that we are gathering. This is allegedly the plan that they are going up to, and you can't take nothing off the table with the United Party people. No moral, no value, no ethics, nothing. Starting from the man who's leading them, Joseph Boakai, dishonest, deceptive, a liar, and a crook. But what say you?
Mom said it better. When you are a minister of foreign affairs, we are exposed to meeting leaders. You have the opportunity to do a lot of stuff. But in Liberia, with Chesapeake, they sometimes make things big or bigger than it is. What's going on is that, I don't know whether you have noticed the relentless attack on Sarah Bezlo from the get-go.
Yeah.
So, and Stanton and those agents hired by Jeremiah Kun, they have continued to attack her.
Yeah.
But the reason why she's been the subject of their attack, or subject, the center of their attention, is because she is. They feel safe with her. She is not an original Unity Party thing, but if you safe with her, they feel they can control her. They feel that they can, manage her. Then they can't do with Jeremiah Kun. So somebody made mention of her on the other day, and the reaction was not too good. People were like, she's not even qualified to be Minister of Foreign Affairs, not to even mention President. She's not qualified to be anything. In fact, she lied on her degree. She do S, Y, and Z. Well, let me tell you this, beyond the inner politics of the Unity Party, Joseph Boakai government wanted us to celebrate Liberia securing the seat of our non-permanent seat at the United Nations. Since then, what has been the benefit to the Liberian people? What has they done that benefit Liberian people directly or indirectly? Not to minimize this whole visa thing, but what is the important significance of this? The importance of this versus the money that they are taking from the Liberian people every day to travel. How many Liberian? What is the percentage of Liberian actually applying for visa to come to America? How many people can even afford visa fee? How many people can afford airplane ticket to travel to the United States? Do you know how many people went to bed yesterday hungry? Do you know how many children are now they're not going to school because their mom and dad can't afford? So how does this visa, it's a non-immigrant visa, this is like tourist visa and visiting visa, the business visa and visiting visa. It's a good thing. Well, the thing is, when we celebrate, we should not just celebrate for political expediency, but we should celebrate based on value, based on opportunity, based on tangible it brings to the Liberian people. Whether that 3-month visa, whether that 3-year visa, whether that 1-year visa, Liberian people have been traveling to the United States. But you know what matters most? The benefit to the people on the ground. Do you know how many Liberians here? If you are so happy, so energized by visa, Liberians who are here, who are Liberian, who've been supporting the country, when they carry things in Liberia to get it out of the port, they don't want to go back again. So Steve, Liberians who are here that are be sending money to their family. Joseph Boakai said Donald Trump should deport all of us. Joseph Boakai, he cared less. So we here running our mouth. He doesn't. We should wait for Donald Trump. Donald Trump going to deport all of us. Joseph Boakai government just accepted to bring criminal, or killer, murderer, or drug dealer to the country, using Liberia as a trash can. So what I'm trying to say here, instead of celebrating these things, let's look at the bigger picture. What is the benefit to Liberia and the Liberian people? Besides the political expedience, everything they are doing right now is about politics, buying public sentiment, and making sure that people can say they are working. But what about the country? The people life changing. Everybody every day. So if this thing not going to have any direct effect positive effect on the Liberian people. I want to buy into it too much. It's a good thing, but it's not anything that should actually, take away our focus from the lack of development agenda and idea to improve the life of the Liberian people. It doesn't reach that far.
And that's where we want to get into the next conversation, because we want to turn over to Mon for the next few minutes. So the research is conducted. We'll talk about this visa thing and expand on it before we go to the news bulletin. We want to talk about this visa thing, but just to be clear, the issue of the Sarah Bezlo, and we are credibly informed that even at 2FM, Sarah Bezlo is put out in there, and we know their names too. But we'll not call their name today for security reasons, because we're watching everybody too. Yes, in 2FM, I'm saying it on the show today, even in the radio station there, 2FM, Sarah Bezlo got her supporter there and her ad there. We are aware of it because we follow all of them. By the way, let's get to Mon really quick. Mon, what say you? See, I see Melbourne laughing.
I like the politics and the optics of the Sarah Bezlo, the Joseph Parker, and all the celebration of these. I won't say, like I said, every time we got a bad image in Liberia, we build this persona that we need a female, someone with international connection to come in, to undo the damages that were caused. It was one of the major talking points for the Madame Sktv administration that after war, Madame Sktv is this the darling of the West, Harvard-trained economist. So she was the one to come and put Liberia back and resuscitate a failed state. In the minds of United Party, George Weah wrecked the country's international image, right? He destroyed the country. They were on, visa ban, sanctions. You got your foreign minister that were battling rape allegations in America. So you got to bring someone who will come and rebrand the country on the international stage. And who is better to fit that mold or that particular talking point than Sarah Bezlo? She was at the United Nations before becoming foreign minister. So don't forget that also. So I see why the United Party now is looking her way, because you can make the same argument with Madame Sktv that after another regime wrecked the country, you got to come and rebuild the image of the country. So when the whole story came out with the celebration, I was thinking, something came to mind like, okay, looking at the details of this thing here, I'm looking if she was the one that really negotiated the deal, or it was a deal that was already consummated and she just triggered the deal. I'm looking at the political optics and how Alberto Garcia plays into this. So I went to the history of this thing. Let me tell you something. In 2012, right, the Obama administration, that was the beginning of this whole thing. The Obama administration came with some program they called DACA, Deferred Action for Children's Arrival. It was for children who were brought to this country illegally by their parents. Their parents were illegal. So when you bring a child to this country, you are considered illegal. So by 2014, the Obama administration decided that they wanted to create a policy that if you came to this country before 31 years and you enter America before your 16th birthday, you cannot face deportation because you came here through no fault of your own. So Obama extended a temporary relief to those children they call dreamers. That's how they call it in the American Party, calling the dreamers. But the program for it was DACA. When he passed that particular executive order, a federal judge struck it down. When the DACA thing was struck down, the judge said no. Immigration laws, it only falls on the lap of Congress. Because when the president passes any law, it's temporary. It's an executive order. Only the Congress can pass a law. And in the case of DACA, he said it was very unconstitutional for a president to play the role of Congress, so they struck it down. Guess what happened? 2 years later, Donald Trump became president. When Donald Trump became president, one major campaign promise Donald Trump made on his campaign trail was, I will build a wall and Mexico will pay for that wall. One thing people never understood about that campaign promise was, in America, we got a trade deal between America, Canada, and Mexico. They call it NAFTA, N-A-F-T-A. In that NAFTA agreement, we gave Mexico billions of dollars to protect the southern part of the border to prevent people from entering into America. Because one of the talking points in Mexico is they are poor, they are out of job. So in the NAFTA deal, America made some concessions. There are even corporations or companies in America that are given tax incentive to carry their headquarters in Mexico to create jobs for them. So when Trump came to power, Trump said, okay, we're giving Mexico all this money, but at the same time, they are not playing their role at the border, people coming into this country here and there. So the money that is allocated in the NAFTA agreement through the Department of Defense
I will use that money to build a border wall, because we noted that anywhere we got border wall or some barrier, the flow of illegal immigrants can drop dramatically. So Trump came with that idea. Nancy Pelosi came out. That's what brought the government shutdown in 2019. The same Trump that was in power when the government shut down, we are experiencing another shutdown. And the same reason, the same thing we are coming to. So let me just put the pieces together, and the audience, they will know what's happening. So Nancy Pelosi said no. Trump said he wanted additional 5.7 billion, even though the money he was using as well to go to Mexico, but it wasn't enough to complete his border wall. Nancy Pelosi said, hell no, we cannot allow that. So Trump said, okay, if that's the case, then you can might as well shut the government down. So they shut the government down. Because in America, when the government is shut down, it's for political reason. Because when lawmakers go make deal, they want to put things there for their various district. And the one that can come home now, you're a lawmaker, you want to bring something to your district, right, to your people. So in America, the party that will be seen as shutting the government down will always pay a political price in the midterm election. So we got another midterm election coming up next year. I think it will be in November again of next year, or midterm election. So it brought this whole argument back on the table. So Nancy Pelosi came to Trump and said, okay, let's strike a deal. If you can get these 600,000 DACA kids an extension of their temporary order, then I can give you the money for the border wall, because the Democrat blinked. So Trump said, okay, now I got leverage. Saying you were the one that threw in the tower, because you know that the American people now looking at this shutdown as a Democrat shutdown. Now I will push the envelope. So Trump said, if you are going to get 600,000 kids permanent status or extend their stay in America, there are other people that came on TPS and DED from 33 other countries that entered the country legally. So I want you to increase that number to 1.6 million. That's how Liberia, Sierra Leone, and Somalia, Peru, Ecuador, or Syria, all of them came into the picture. So what Donald Trump did was DED were renewed every 1 year. So Trump said, no, it doesn't make sense for people from Liberia and other countries that been in this country long. I'm going to give them 3-year extension. And after that 3 year, there will be a possibility for them to even say, be on the path to citizenship. That's why from 2019, which year are we in? 2025, maybe how many years is it exactly? And that's 6 years?
6 years. Yeah, 6 years. Yeah.
Exactly. That's why this DSG is on the table, and we're talking about another government shutdown in this country when it comes to healthcare. The same argument, different narrative, as opposed to why shut the government down. That's how Liberian got DED. And the DED is also attached to the visa program. Don't forget, their visa program existed in Liberia before the war. This is nothing new. You get me? So it almost like the UN seat. The UNC was something Liberia held before, but over time we ended up losing that seat. But it was nothing new. So the thing here is, I'm looking at the thing, I say, okay, wow. So how Sarah Breslow and other people came to this picture, how Alberto Garcia came to this picture, because it means this thing was already in the work. It's nothing new. It's not like you got to come and renegotiate for this particular deal to give Liberian 3 years extension on the DED program. There was something that was done before, dating back to 2019 and 2020. But like I said, the government failed to give all the detail about that Abrego Garcia deal. So from my own understanding, it seems like there is a correlation between the whole DED story and the extension versus this deal that we are giving Alberto Garcia on humanitarian ground that we're hosting, because a lot of countries refusing, even from Latino country. Because he's a Latino man, he's coming from El Salvador. So why would Latino country even refuse Alberto Garcia or oppose to Liberia taking him? So I believe, and I can defy the foreign minister, including Sarah Breslow, that Alberto Garcia had a major say. The issue of Alberto Garcia has something to do with the whole visa thing. Because I don't want to believe that Sarah Breslow, in her infinite wisdom, just walked to Margot Rubio and said, oh, give a 3 year extension of visa, H1 and H2 visa. No. This thing was already in the work in the previous Trump administration for DED. And like I said, the whole issue of visa also fell into the picture. That is why I'm saying it's mostly political theatrics, because it's a good thing for Liberia. The image alone, you see a foreign minister standing along with Margot Rubio negotiating deal as opposed to the previous foreign minister, that's a good thing. But when you look at the economic aspect of it, how many people, like Sekou said, are going to benefit from a visa when you can barely put food on your table. So this thing is just an extension for the elite, people who got money, people who can travel, people who come in on tourist visit or business deal. They are the one. The common man in Liberia, our in New Great and other parts of Liberia, you're not going to benefit nothing from this. So for Unity Party, it's a win. So that's it.
Thank you, Monk. Well, something that I wanted to point out really quick before we go to the news bulletin. Melbourne, please don't leave us to go to the news bulletin. Please take over. If you have to, interfere or stop us, that would be great. We'll take it on. Something I wanted to point out first before we get off to go anywhere off the gate. Let's be very clear about something, because at the end of the day, we're interested in the Liberian people, the poor people, the bread and butter issue. And so, what I wanted to point out first of all is, I'm not saying don't pass around and post Sarah Beslow picture. I'm not saying don't pass around and post Joseph Boaga picture. I'm not saying don't pass around make it like a celebration or whatever it is, because many of us are accustomed, or many of us are used to celebrating mediocrity. We're used to celebrating foolishness, waste of time. I will never celebrate this foolishness. It's a waste of time. It doesn't make any sense. There is nothing new done here. The only thing new that is done here is to expand these guys who got money, the government official there. Most of them who can come here on the kind of visa there and get married on a cover and get the statuses here. Or some of them can stay here, run away, and not go back. That they benefit. Let me prove it to you that the whole B1, B2 visa, you get nothing to do about it, you and your family. Let me show you the cost. Let me tell you how much it costs. Let me just talk about the cost before we talk about the requirements, what it will require for you to even get it. So don't even waste your time celebrating, because while you are celebrating that Delon come and enjoy it, that the minister of state and that the PB made him. But let me tell you how much it costs. Let me tell you how much it costs. Just the application fee, that $185 US. There is also a fee called the visa integrity fee, that $250. When you put everything together, the fees to apply for, just to apply, it doesn't guarantee that you get it.
Yep.
It doesn't guarantee. It's not even guaranteed that you get it. Just to apply for the whole thing, and now you're passing around wasting your time. It's $435. Well, Monk, take it from there. $435, just the application fee, and there are requirements behind it. There are requirements behind it. Your need, sad. You even get 15 Congo to zinc round to live in. You will never qualify for it. That will be clear. Stand up for people even coming to the country now. You got to have a certain amount of money in your bank account. So, Mom, let's talk about the price and the cost for it first of all before we go anywhere. You got to know what you're going to use bulletin here soon. What do you say? Just the cost alone?
Well, like I said, that's a fact. For the elite, it's a good thing when you see a foreign minister standing with Marco Rubio. Like I said, it's a good thing. My only thing is who initiated the deal and why triggered the deal, because I know the deal been in the works. It was the main reason, like I said, in 2019, we had a government shutdown. Okay, you think it's some coincidence that it happened under the previous administration, and then there was a government shutdown, and then we are experiencing another government shutdown again in the same America with this same narrative on the campaign, or in the American politics on the TV about shutdown. My thing here is, for Unity Party folks, it's about the optics. It's not only about the deal, because Unity Party want to prove that they were better or they are better than George Weah. For George Weah, we came in with sanction, foreign minister escaping rape allegations. So if you can put an image out there that Sarah Beslow is working 24 hours around the clock to rebrand, to rebuild Liberia image, that's a win for them. And the Irish president Liberia, they does not care about the reality or the facts. All they know, for the first time in recent memory, our foreign minister is able to negotiate a deal, even though their visa thing been in the making before the war. So it's a good thing for them politically. They always play in their favor. That's why I keep telling Sedition, Unity Party will always dream about going against George Weah, because they will have a winning argument against him. Because for a guy like Sekou or a guy like me, we want to know how it benefit the Irish president. Joseph Boaga cannot make the case that he's better than other political leaders outside of George Weah. But once CDC is in the picture, it's a Unity Party.
Let's hear from Sekou real quick before we go for the break.
Yeah, quickly, what I'm going to say, Steve.
Yeah.
For in the minds of the Unity Party people in Kwaduboni, people in Bopolu, in Bapolu, They should not celebrate. They should not welcome new bridges. They should not celebrate. They should not welcome paving their roads, farm to market roads. But yet, they should celebrate something that they don't have opportunity of. They should celebrate visa thing. And there are a lot of people sitting over there. Anyway, maybe what's going on? Are we good?
You ready? Move on.
Yes, I'm ready for the news bulletin or the news break.
Okay.
So yeah.
We'll get the last word of Sekou when we'll get back so Sekou can take off from where he started.
No, it's okay. We'll go back then we can start.
Okay, no bomb. Take over, please. Thank you.
Validating for Liberians by the U.S. government. Head of the National Christian Council of Liberia, Bishop Rudolph Marsh, blamed negative behavior of lawmakers to what he calls the presence of an altar built at a Capitol building. Youth League of the Opposition Movement for Progressive Change accuses the Liberian Council of Churches of losing its moral voice under the Boubacar administrations. And away from Liberia, fresh protests hit Tanzania after elections marked by unrest. Those are the headlines in the news. Now the detail. President Joseph Boubacar has welcomed the decisions of the United States Department of State to revise its visa reciprocity schedule for Liberia, extending the validity period for certain non-immigrant visa from 12 months to 36 months. President Joseph Boubacar's welcome report came after the official statement released on October 29, 2025 by the U.S. State Department on the extension of state durations of various categories of visa for Liberia visiting the United States. The press release stated that under the new policy, effective immediately, Liberian applicant for B1 as business, B2 tourism, and B1 or B2 business or tourism combinations visas will now receive multiple entry visa valid for 3 years with no reciprocity fee attached for those who qualify. President Boubacar described the decision as a clear demonstration of the strong and enduring partnership between Liberia and the United States, grounded in mutual respect, shared democratic values, and a common vision for progress. He at the same time commended the United States government for this positive step, noting that it will significantly ease travel, promote business and investment opportunities, and deepen people-to-people ties between the two nations. Liberia executive highlighted his administration's efforts in advancing Liberia's international relations and ensuring that Liberians benefit from more open and inclusive global environment. At the same time, Citizens Movement for Change, CMC, has welcomed the restoration of Liberia's visa statute to its pre-war level by the government of the United States of America. The District 7 lawmaker and a political leader of CMC, Musa Hassan-Beleti, has extended his sincere appreciation to the Minister of Foreign Affairs for a remarkable display of professionalism, focus, and patriotism that contributed to the development. He praised the minister's consistent work carried out with discipline and national commitment, despite distractions and internal challenges. He also recognized the support and cooperation of the government of Liberia under President Joseph Boakai, whose endorsements of the diplomatic process helped bring this outcome to fruition. According to Musa Hassan-Beleti, the restoration of Liberia's visa statute represents renewed confidence in the Liberian people, democratic institutions, and potential for growth and stability. Beleti described this movement as a national milestone, underscoring the importance of competence, credibility, and patriotism in governance and foreign relations. Meanwhile, the Liberty Party, or LP, has lauded the government of Liberia for its successful diplomatic engagement with the United States, which resulted in the extensions of visa validity for Liberian citizens from 1 year to 3 years. In a statement issued Thursday, the party described the development as an achievement that demonstrates Liberia's growing credibility on the international stage and highlights effective collaborations across branches of government. The Liberty Party specifically praised President Joseph Boakai for his leadership in prioritizing the initiative. The Ministry of Foreign Affairs for sustaining high-level dialogue with U.S. officials, the Senate Committee on Foreign Affairs, chaired by Senator Abi Darius Dillon, for its oversight and advocacy, in the House Committee on Foreign Affairs for its bipartisan support. According to the statement, the visa validity extensions will ease travel challenges for Liberians by reducing costs, minimizing renewal burdens, and improving access to global opportunities for students, business people, professionals, and families. The statement signed by the party's Secretary General Martin Kola urged the government to build on the success by sustaining consular services, improving passport processing system, and pursuing additional visa facilitation agreements with other strategic partners. The statement noted that the achievement revealed what is possible when national interest rises above personal interest, reaffirming the party's belief that together we can do better. Two members of the House of Representatives, Neke Gay and Emmanuel Dan, have welcomed the decisions of the United States Department of State to revise its visa reciprocity schedule for Liberia, extending the validity period for certain non-immigrant visas from 12 months to 36 months. According to the release, the House Committee on Foreign Affairs, Neke Gay, underscored that the extension of visa validity reflects the growing confidence and cooperation between Liberia and the United States, and expressed optimism that these decisions will encourage greater mobility and economic engagement between citizens of both nations. Chair of the Foreign Affairs Committee, Neke Gay, also lauded the U.S. government for the positive move, reaffirming the Liberian legislature's commitment to fostering constructive diplomatic relations. Meanwhile, the release noted that the policy change followed a sustained diplomatic appeal from Representative Mossororo County Electoral District Number 7, Emmanuel Dan, who recently urged the U.S. authorities to review Liberia's visa reciprocity terms to reflect the strong and economic bilateral relations between the two nations. The District Number 7 lawmaker emphasized that the development marks a major step towards sustaining people-to-people ties and advancing opportunity for business, tourism, and cultural exchange. The acting youth chair of the Movement for Progressive Change, Michael Lawrence, has accused the Liberia Council of Churches of losing its moral voice under the current leadership. Speaking Thursday at a press conference in Monrovia, Lawrence said the Council of Churches, which was once respected for promoting peace and moral guiding, has now become, in his words, a stooge of the government. He alleged that the council has been infiltrated by individuals he described as promoters of corruption and immorality, claiming that its current posture favors the administrations of President Joseph Boakai. The MPC Youth League chairperson also criticized the government's spending priority, questioning why the Liberia Drug Enforcement Agency operates on a budget of about 3.4 million United States dollars. According to Lawrence, President Walker has allegedly spent more than $5 million on foreign travels and an additional $10 million on private development in FOIA, an amount he said will have been used to improve public services, housing, and youth empowerment or employment. Lawrence further accused the president of engaging in nepotism, asserting that many government positions have become a Lofa County and Barker family affair. He maintained that while Liberians face poor health and education conditions, the Council of Churches remain silent on issues of alleged corruptions and mismanagement. The MPC youth chairperson also defended his party political leader, Simon Freeman, describing him as one of the Liberia's largest private employers who continues to create jobs for young people, unlike the current administrations. The Liberian clergyman, Bishop J. Rudolph March from National Christian Council of Liberia, has revealed what he described as a spiritual revolution involving the Liberian legislature, stating that there is an altar built at the Capitol building. According to the bishop, this altar is of a demonic origin and has been spiritually influencing the decisions and development agenda of the lawmakers, ultimately contributing to Liberia's slow progress compared to other African nations. He further disclosed that a 4-day interfaith summit involving both Muslim and Christian leaders will be held at the World Jesus Christ Church from November 22 to 25, aimed at uncovering and addressing the true spiritual causes of Liberia's national challenges. The Executive Director of Bring Light International, Evangelist Kevin Vola, has reaffirmed the group's commitment to empowering young people to resist drugs, peer pressure, and negative influences. Evangelist Vola wants young people, especially grade school students, to embrace purpose, discipline, and transformations as they continue their academic journey. Speaking at the start of the second phase of the organization's Youth Empowerment and Sustainability or YES project, Evangelist Vola described the initiative as a critical intervention at a time when Liberia faces an alarming rise in drug abuse and youth-related deaths. According to Vola, the training marks a great step in their missions to raise a generation that says no to drugs and peer pressure and yes to purpose, discipline, and transformations. He used the occasion to urge participants to take the training seriously, noting that what they learn will help save lives and restore hope. He also called on international and local NGOs, the Body of Christ, government institutions, philanthropists, and corporate organizations to partner with Bring Light International to expand the YES project beyond Mosserado County. Remarks, the principal of the Richard N. Nixon High School, Alfonso Gore, welcomed the initiative and pledged the school for corporations and commitment in supporting the program. The YES project is part of a Bring Light International's faith-based nonprofit organization's ongoing campaign to raise awareness about the dangers of drug abuse, teenage pregnancy, and peer pressure while promoting spiritual and moral development among high school students. The 4-month training program brings together over 100 students from 5 major schools in Central Monrovia, including G.W. Gibson High School, Newport Junior High, Major Taylor Academic, SDA, the College of West Africa, and Richard N. Nixon High School. The chairman of the board of directors of World Foundation International Multipurpose Agricultural Cooperative has reaffirmed the institution's commitment to ensuring that Liberia is food sufficient and secure in the country. Chairman Dr. John Wolu said his organization will work with partners in the agricultural sector aimed at making farmers throughout the country to produce enough food that supply the populations of Liberia. Addressing a press conference in Monrovia Thursday, Dr. Wolu disclosed that the partners will ensure that all resources needed for the success of the farming in Liberia is realized. Also speaking at the press conference, the chief executive officer of the World Foundation International Multi-Purpose Agriculture Cooperative, Lincoln Cooper, disclosed that the organization has developed a 5-year plan in boosting agriculture in Liberia. According to Cooper, the president is expected to launch the plan when he returns to the country. If you have just joined us, please be reminded that you are listening to the news bulletin coming to you from the News and Current Affairs Department here at Renaissance Communications Incorporated. And away from home, the BBC is reporting that fresh protests are breaking out in Tanzania's major cities, a days after election marked by clashes between opposition supporters and the police. Gunfire was heard in the northern city of Mwanza, while clashes broke out in the capital, Dodoma, and the main city of Dar es Salaam, which is under heavy security with major roadblocks. Protesters accused the government of undermining democracy as the main opposition leader is in jail and another opposition figure was disqualified from the presidential elections, bolstering President Samia Suluhu Hassan's chances of winning. The Electoral Commission has started announcing results, with Samia getting nearly 95% of the vote in southwestern B province. He has also taken the lead in several other constituencies on the mainland and in Zanzibar. EU lawmakers called the elections a fraud that has been unfolding for months and says it was neither free nor fair. Kenya has warned its citizens not to join protests at the border town of Namanga, where one person is feared to have been killed in clashes. Hundreds of Tanzanians crossed into Kenya territory, barricading roads, lighting bonfires, and tearing down posters of President Samia. To end this news bulletins, here are the headlines once again. Government of Liberia received commendation from major opposition parties, including the Citizen Movement for Change CMC, for its successful diplomatic engagement, resulting to the extensions of visa validity for Liberians by the US government. Head of the National Christian Council of Liberia, Bishop Rudolph Marsh, blames negative behavior of lawmakers to what he calls the presence of an altar built at the Capitol building. Youth League of the Opposition Movement for Progressive Change accuses the Liberian Council of Churches of losing its moral voice under the Bartakun administrations. In away from Liberia, fresh protests hit Tanzania after election marked by unrest. The news bulletin at 7. I am Sheikh Sano. Good evening.
And so it's quite an interesting and sad situation here. Folks, welcome to our broadcast. As scores of visually impaired Liberians have gathered here up Capitol Hill, right between the University of Liberia and the National Legislature to protest. We don't know what we are protesting for, but we are hoping to. And so it's quite an interesting and sad situation here. Folks, welcome to our broadcast. As scores of visually impaired Liberians have gathered here up Capitol Hill, right between the University of Liberia and the National Legislature to protest. We don't know what we are protesting.
All right, so we're back. Let me see. Let me bring more on, but Steve and the other Mr. Connolly will join us very soon. But Mark, we're back after the news break. I guess you were also following, and maybe you have something, or maybe your own observation when it comes to the news bulletin. I don't know, maybe something in the news that maybe caught your attention that you want to talk about, Mark.
Well, I mean, usually I take my break for the 15 minutes, but I think I overheard you saying something. I read an article from Chairmanability congratulate the government for this achievement when it comes to the image of Liberia in foreign affairs that this process that we want. You know, like I said, when you look at the UN non-permanent seat and the visa thing, these are things that were in the making forever. They've been there before. But guess what? The Unity Party going to sell it for political reason. It's a good thing, but for me, it's not an achievement because it does not benefit the vast majority of the people. A guy like Chairmanability will like this because he can always come here and then give me 20 times me, you get up to 36 months to visit family, relative, friend. The question is how many people can afford that? So it's a good thing, it's not a bad thing. I'm not trying to ring on Unity Party parade, but the whole idea that somehow, you know, the one that got my attention, Liberian people, we are very deceptive. If you want to believe that a president's foreign image or people from America or how good you are in the American people books is now the precondition of becoming a leader, then how do you criticize a candidate that comes from America? Since your livelihood depends on people from America, that you can celebrate for the littlest thing in Liberia just because they gave you 3-year visa that you will never benefit from in your entire life, how can you celebrate this, but then you are against people from overseas when it comes to leadership? The last time, how you talking, oh, me come in, go run in Atlanta. If that is the case, if this is the new standard that can change the whole narrative on the ground, why are you against people from overseas? Because yourself, you are very deceptive. You don't mean well for that country because you keep sending the wrong messages. This is nothing new. It was there before pre-war. They just bringing it back. It's soon with the non-permanency. Liberia was not only a member of UN, Liberia was a founding member of the League of Nations. The League of Nations existed before United Nations. That's how important Liberia is. But for you, you will play politics with everything on there. It can benefit your side, so you don't see the bigger picture. Because, like I said, their argument is not about other candidates. Because let's call them Chairmanability and building more bridges than you're in the government. In an election, Children were going to give me argument against him. A poor Baga again coming, he was struggling. We're talking about not only elected baby, I'm talking about somebody who can move that country forward. But if this argument is about CDC and Georgia, Unity Party will have a walk in the park because that's what they are doing right now. Imagine, Steve, our foreign partners in Liberia, when they had that passport scandal on Western Finley, they accused our government of selling passport to criminals internationally under the CDC-led government. So if Sarah Bella got that picture of Margot Rubio, trust me, my brother, it's a big time win for Unity Party politically. But let me stop there and turn it over to you guys. I just wanted to make those few points.
Yeah, Mr. Kane was Mr. Kane, you were on the floor before we went off for the break. Please, in your thoughts, please.
Yes, so thank you so much. Actually, what I was looking at is that, you know, we tend to celebrate things that don't really affect us much, and then we tend to downplay things that our livelihood depend on. If you're a Unity Party person, you're fighting somebody not to be a breach for the community that is not accessible, for citizens to be walking freely to connect with each other. You're stopping that from happening when you're celebrating a visa that you will never get. Some of you will not even apply for it. Some of you don't even have the intention because you're not in any way in a position to get the business visa or any tourist visa for that matter. But, you know, I will close on this. Whatever it is in America, you can do the same thing in Liberia. You just need good government. You just need an actionable government that will be there for the people, that will use the state resources for the country. But you don't want to do that. Those people who are coming, how many people from Rwanda you can see celebrating for visa business to come to America?
They even won't come here.
Not because they don't like America, but what are they coming here for? They are providing some of the best schools. They're providing some of the best technologies. They are producing engineers. Rwanda that was just in war. We can do the same thing, even better. We just need leadership. So don't be celebrating these little things. We can do better with better leadership. But they will make you to think that they are doing good. Senators, DeLong and other guys taking pictures of Tony Blinken and Joseph Boakai is celebrating that as an achievement. It's not shameful. It's not an embarrassment. Some of the people that you're taking picture with, they are nothing to some people. You know, when Abraham Traore, when he was responding to Donald Trump, he said, everything you're talking about good for Africa, it means that it's good for you guys. But saying good for Africa, what has changed in Africa? Ever since being doing all of this things that you don't want to change right now, what is the benefit? What have we benefit as a country? So to close, it is embarrassing to see government officials. If you listen to this news bulletin, it was overshadowed by praise singing of a visa thing from government officials, lawmakers. When you're supposed to be enacting laws that will change your people's life, but you're there celebrating somebody giving you visa extension. You see that as an achievement. How does that put food on the people's table in Liberia? It is embarrassing. I just want to say that, Steve.
Thank you. Thank you, Mr. Kane. I think the inconsistency is glaring because 1 minute America is not doing anything for Liberia, it's not in Liberia's interest. But like you guys are saying, how does it even benefit the pepper seller, the woman who want to go to the farm? How does it translate? Apart from the government officials who will come here to renew their statuses, some of them start loving the people here or get married or get engaged and get someone a green card, someone a status here. So they're celebrating and happy for it because this is how it's going to benefit them directly and indirectly. That's it. Nothing else. It has to give diplomatic passport to the significant other than whatever it is so that they can travel while you there. But you are on Facebook celebrating it and making it look like it's some kind of big achievement. The lawmaker ain't happy. Someone ain't happy because you know what? It will benefit them too because I will give them a chance to come on this side when they steal your money, to come and invest here, to buy homes, to send their children to school. So it makes sense to them. It benefits them. But here is a bigger picture because whether you like it or not, the announcement of this particular visa thing or whatever it is has a tie with Roberto Alberto Garcia. It does. The question becomes, how does bringing Alberto Garcia to Liberia, how does it benefit you? This is a security problem. We've said it over and over. If Roberto Garcia comes to Liberia, it's a problem from an international level to attract bad people and so forth. So while you're celebrating these guys, they're finding their way out of the same country. So, Mr. Kane, how does this coincide with the Alberto Garcia? And having a visa, is it going to make investors then come to the country? What's going to change? So we get 3-year visa, 1 or 3 year visa now. What is the next investment that coming?
Yeah. So what happened? I think you guys are right. It has something to do with the criminal, the drug, cartel, the drug dealer that is being granted asylum to live in Liberia freely. Remember just a few months ago, during the month of September, when Joseph Boakai and the government officials came to America?
Mm-hmm.
Most of them were giving 1 month visa, so in 3 weeks.
Yeah.
So, but this was in the work. If you agree to this, we'll give you this.
Yep.
Yeah.
So they're taking criminals to send them to Liberia, drug dealers. Every day we are crying that our children life has been messed up by these drugs. The government is not doing anything about it. Okay, if this was something to say, you know what? Liberian government Because of this visa deal, they give them money to go and put benches in all the classrooms in the whole country, put zinc over all the schools, buy ambulances to put in all the clinics and health center in Liberia, and buy enough gloves so when you take your sick person, they can't ask you to buy gloves. In fact, what about my Mary that cannot afford to pay school fee for children? All of that thing going on. They try to distract you with picture. That's the thing that really getting to me. Representatives, senators, distracting you with pictures to celebrate photo op. Why Joseph Boakai taking $10 million to go build some kind of nonsense in FOIA? Joseph Boakai served for 12 years as vice president, 40 years plus in government, minister of agriculture, director of LPMC, LPRC, all of those positions. Joseph Boakai, all those positions, he could not afford to do anything in FOIA, in LOFA. Roads are very bad, but yet in less than 2 years, Joseph Boakai taking 10 million Liberian people money to FOIA to go build retirement home. We are not offended by that, but you hear celebrating nonsense.
Yeah. you know, with the kind of use of war that I won't agree with, even though I agree with 100%, let's say 99% of the point he made, he says some of you, no, don't say some of you, say most of you, because this thing, like I said, it won't benefit the 1%. We have 5 million people in Liberia. The government official, and Steve, when I was doing the background check on this stuff, right, do you know that the DED, the 3 year that been in the work, it gave you work permit. So it means if an elected official were to come to America, right, within that 36 months, he's still able to go to work within that 36 months and do a regular job. And then they created a condition for a pathway to citizenship at the end of the 6th year, dating back from 2019 to now. So it means the people who stealing from you, in a worst case scenario, if they were to end up losing their political leverage in Liberia, they could still come here and make a living. But now you're the common person. That is why in our country, like I said, they think it's all optics and politics. They prefer appeasing the West than to appease the people back home because they know that it makes nothing. They are already destitute. They don't know anything. That's why they will come and lobby to come to these or MCC grant, pay huge amount of money in Washington, whether it was getting a little passing grade on good government. But when you go look back home, it's the total opposite. That's why I tell you, if you follow Africa, the leaders who always does great, they are the one that focus on their domestic affair. In the case of Liberia, they're always looking overseas. One, they can get a blessing of America. We are realizing that America has our own interest. America's interest is not Liberia's interest. Let's say, you got a man that impacting your life locally, right in your backyard. You don't see it, but you want to take photo off from overseas for something that you can never benefit from. That's why I keep telling you.
But Mom, before we go to the lines, the same thing they criticize CDC for, there's the same thing they're doing with the photo ops. If you really look at it for true, because when Joe Weah is to travel and Joe Weah meet with somebody, CDC will pass all day with that picture. Can you imagine that kind of mediocratic mindset? That myopic, small way of thinking.
Small way of thinking.
But here's the sad part about this though. Here's the sad part about this. You sell your safety. You compromise your safety, the safety of your people, your future, only for them to give you visa extension because they gave you a month when you came here a few days. They gave some of you 2 weeks, 3 weeks to stay here. You couldn't stay above that. But you compromise the safety of your people, the future of your people, the national security of your country by accepting Alberto Garcia. Do you know? I know that Zimbabwe or whoever it is.
Steve, not to cut you off. I saw a photo or the video. The foreign minister kissing Joseph Boakai.
As funny as it sounds, when I send a message to this though, as funny as it sounds,
seriously,
I've never ever seen such things in my life. No. It shouldn't even be done.
When you say these things, the president because of some visa business.
When you say these things, people get vexed with us. But
So disgraceful.
until we can change our mindset, how we think, our priorities, you cannot accept this guy to come to the country. And you know what? And we said it before, as part of the deal, guess what? They might give them the compact or whatever it is as part of the deal. This is important.
And I wanted to say something quickly, Steve. It's not really about the court, but Mr. Connor was talking about, and other people, and people are not talking. Mr. Connor, I don't know what myself were talking, either if not Steve, or maybe someone else and myself were talking, and I told the person, I said, the entire country right now, if you see the country right now, is like the United Party, they don't care about other people. Their major fund right now is CDC. Everything they are doing right now is just about they and see. I don't know. So out of 5 million people, like for example, if you have maybe CDC who in there, maybe 200,000 or maybe 100,000 or less than that, if your entire focus of a country or a nation, Mr. Curran, is just about the CDC, then we have other opposition.
Neighbor,
Yeah.
not to waste your time. There's a reason for that. That's what they want. They want the politics should be about CDC versus Unity Party. They want the politics to be about, if you measure performance, if you measure understanding politics, if you measure propaganda, Unity Party can do it better than CDC. Unity Party can take better picture than the CDC. Unity Party can relate with other government outside of Liberia than the CDC. But when it comes to changing the Liberian people's life, they're all the same.
Yep.
Then what happened, Mr. Curran, to that?
So the reason why they're trying to make it like it's all about them and CDC, because they want Liberian people to believe that in their country, that was so when I heard some CDC talking about, the country will all be about CDC and Unity Party, you don't even know what Unity Party is doing. They want it to be a binary choice between CDC and nobody else is their competitor. And when it comes to that, they are better than CDC.
Yep.
Because they believe they are more loyal supporters, they are more crooks, they are more criminals that understand politics of criminality than the CDC.
Yep.
They beat the CDC in their own game. Why CDC was in power? You think why having the CDC that was Unity Party they were going to be removed? No way.
No.
Anybody want to be Unity Party, you got to beat them strong. We beat them by 17,000 votes in a regular election. They will care less if the country goes down. You hear Joseph Parker's talking. He was not even president.
Yep.
He said,
He threatened him.
if they don't win the election, that means the election will be rigged. We're not going to have a country.
So then,
as he is, he threatened the survival, the well-being of the country, if he doesn't win the election. But then some people that want to play so safe, you can't say that. Oh, you can't say this. Oh, the man, old man. Oh, the president. You people are joking. You're not ready yet.
So Mr. Curran, to that, the reason why I'm saying, because we talk about the Foya villa or the presidential villa that you just mentioned. And Mr. Curran, I don't see any people from the other opposition political parties that are also standing up. And we started this saying forever so long, for the past almost 1 year plus, apart from responsibility who really standing tall and so forth, but we haven't seen that kind of more strong opposition.
All right, let me ask Steve. Steve.
Yeah, because we better go. Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, we don't worry about the people too much. Some good people will call, but most of the people there.
Oh yeah, they're already ready to get a video.
The party apologies and small rescue puppet there.
The multi-bank and
don't worry about it too much. So Steve, stop it.
The charlatans.
So Steve, I'm talking about this. Isn't it unprofessional and embarrassing for this kind of image where the foreign minister is kissing the president on camera? Have you seen this anywhere around the world? And if this is happening in America here, that president will think they will not be he will not be impeached or even removed, or even or the so-called foreign minister will not be removed from their position. This is very unprofessional. What do you guys think?
Well, they were caught up in the moment and they got to create the optics. They got to create this illusion that, like I said, Sarah Bessler in the man of Unity Party, she can walk on water. And Joseph Boakai is the elder statesman that is trying to rebrand the country image. So the whole casing thing is very unprofessional. I don't know whether it was just a perk or how the case, but the idea of the foreign minister casing the president, dancing around him, like, it's the same sycophancy that we keep talking about. It's one way to interpret sycophancy. I mean, I don't know of a foreign minister just because you were able to consummate or trigger a deal, like I said, that already been in place, will do such a thing. But that's like, bro, it can only happen back there because if that nonsense will happen here, trust me, it will be a 24-hour breaking news cycle. It's very, very uncanny. It's not something that is normal. But like I said, in Liberia, everything goes. So she will get away with it.
Well, first of all, this is not the first time the Unity Party celebrates mediocrity because they have nothing to show for. They will celebrate anything. Imagine the UN Permanent Council seat that is, I will call it as
non-permanent
seat that is as useless and irrelevant. I'm saying it again, it's as useless and irrelevant to us because it brings nothing to us. If anything, guess what? You probably pay your own way to go there to do meetings. You don't get anything back in return to say it will benefit or whatever it is. In the name of putting the country image out there to the international, Labrador image has been out there to the international community through different means. So Joseph Baga casing her too. I told you I said Joseph Baga, I'm a ball. When I call him Joe Boy, you'll get vest. But you see Joe Boy doing anything. Take what he's doing it now in public. Joe Boy, I told you, Joseph Boakai and Joe, we are supporting socially.
Look at how Joseph Boakai relaxed to kiss the woman.
But I ain't operate. I'm a boy who going rolling. I understand level.
No, you guys are bad. You have to put hit Sktv.
No, I understand Joe Boy level. I know what he can put Joe Boy in Zico. Right now, Joe Boy, a whole body shaking is super. But these are the things we're talking about. These are some of the things we're talking about. This even speaks volume of Sarah Beslow.
Yeah.
A whole experience from an international standpoint.
Yeah, this is unacceptable.
This is unacceptable. Well, you know what? Even bigger. This was.
I mean, Sarah Beslow could be of sexual harassment of the old man.
Mr. Kenneth, let me
understand what's going on there.
Let me make this thing clear. This shows incompetence and ineptitude, even from the person who took this picture. You know that there are certain things that
it was a video.
It was a video. There are certain things that you don't put in public. You see Joe Boy kissing the B-boy? The man relax kissing, you know what I mean? For you to be relaxed and you kissing, you big ball. You know, kissing them like intimate moment.
And Sarah Beslow is married too.
Married where?
Somewhere.
Oh, leave that story, man. Leave that thing.
Okay, let's go to Mabel.
Don't worry about that, though. Joe,
Segu said something very important. It just tells you right about countries and the mindset, right? When you follow the UN General Assembly, while we were there celebrating non-permanent seat, even though we're part of the League of Nations, when the Ghanaian president came, John Mahama, he got pissed. He said Africa should be on the permanent seat because the future is Africa, and he named 4 African countries that were there from the founding day of the United Nations. That were Liberia, that were Ethiopia, South Africa, and Zimbabwe. But that's used to call Zimbabwe Rhodesia. Yeah, he said, why you are celebrating a non-permanency when in fact you should be among the permanent member, the top, because we got the P5+1, they call it the P6 now. So, like I said, it's all about the mindset. For us, we celebrate mediocrity, whereby other people expect higher sniffle, and that's why Unity Party believe in the CDC narrative, because for them, once it's about CDC, then you cannot elevate the debate. You just need a bare minimum, and you are good.
So for me, after the show, we'll carry on a campaign to go against Sarah Beslow for openly sexually harassing our president, who is helpless in public. Yeah, that's sexual harassment. You can't do that. You can't go kill
that's it. Mr. Kenneth, on some serious note,
maybe I'm going to go to the line to take some course, right?
Yeah, I need to take that. Maybe, please.
Yes.
Please stick with it. Please, I beg you, please stick with the program. Those multi-banks, puppets, or whatever you call them. Soon they start the food, now let's move on to the next person. We're not here for that. Yeah, we need to handle entertain clowns. Please.
My
We gotta get serious.
brother, all right, let me see quickly. Today's caller, David King, good evening.
Good evening, Steven. Mr. Kane, how you doing, young man?
I'm doing great, thank you.
Yeah, those people decided to show what you call diplomatic affection, and that is why you saw the both senior diplomat and the other senior diplomat showing that affection on live camera. So we know that these two people now, we know where they stand diplomatically, socially, we know where they are. Now, to the issue of this thing that he got running all around here with, how does that even help water as to do it? More strong. With it there in Granted. How does that even help Sophia in the land? For somebody to think that the people give us 36 more, while Ghana and Nigeria they carry 5 years each, and we just getting 36 more, and we all what a business to give you. So that is not an achievement because it does not put food on our table, and that's what we will eat, and in fact,
all right, Liberians is not what we eat. Today's caller, good evening.
How are you?
I'm okay, thank God. Go ahead.
Look, the man Steve, my man, you look like you're on my back. Always enjoy your analysis and shooting my job. I'm not a potential. Look, one time in careful of Lucas, and in that caricature, I also seriously. Okay, many like you have continued to see. I mean, what was I having to do? The whole having here, Lord. So look, our people are in the community, they can only see themselves. How many motorcycles they got? Tens of thousands of young Nigerians who are riding motorbike, keke, and the rest of them. If we have a national handicap memo, it's talking about passport. We should be celebrating jobs. We should be celebrating companies coming to Liberia. Maybe the workers again will be telling them, oh, there are 3 new companies there robbing the country. I mean, each of them will be a flyer for them to get it out in Liberia. Yeah. We are not going to land up to Heritage Square of Russia to celebrate the regime.
All right. Thank you so much. Today's caller, good evening.
Good evening, neighbor, and good evening, fellow panelists.
Yes, go ahead.
This is the voice of Digesta. Nigerian from the Shufo and the Komako Chairman.
Okay.
Therefore, I want to say thank you to you guys for your discussion this evening. Therefore, we refuse to be fooled by this late still rescue dreams that is Liberian will be expecting since the Buddha in 2023 is China and now around. Therefore, you and myself know I told you I'm the common food channel. Let me tell myself. I'm talking to you here. I don't even own a passport. I don't have a passport. Never go and do your research. How many Liberians own a passport? I got passport. Get passport. We go to the visa here. Check how many of us got passport before we come to the debate the issue. Therefore, go to the website of the U.S. Embassy. Check the denial rate of Liberians. Let me give you what I saw from my research. I saw that the denial rate is as high as 78.19. Meaning, almost every 100 person that can go to the embassy to go to America, almost all of them are denied. So how will we be happy when we're talking about visa when we are even denied of getting the visa? And then when we're coming up, we don't use to know how to swim.
All right. Thank you. So this caller, good evening. Yes, go ahead.
How are you?
I'm okay, my brother. Go ahead.
that. I mean, we not get enough for us. For those people that making around here, for the common man will not understand because they went out blue, I know green shirt, so they just see that front for the little practice. My brother and sister, let's take care of you. That is working for us. The brand, but you should better go back to bad jobs. I want you to so call. I don't want to go when you black children. I want to be studying the street. The children are studying the street like whatever before. You want it. So this is not important for fire, my friend.
Oh, thank you. To this caller, good evening.
Good evening, and I want to say good evening to all the families on the show this evening. This is the voice of Abba Dikwana. Our full from district of 7 Nimakami to be precise secretary. Let me first appreciate you guys for the talking points. In Lebanon, it's very much frustrating and it's happening to always see our government pursuing the deed. Because the fact is that the government came on the basis of restoring the lost hope of the Liberian people. And all those things that we spoke against yesterday that we criticized the CDC for. Now, it's all in the corridor. It's all in the corridor. In fact, sometimes I sit quietly and wonder, where are we really going? Where are we going? Because the test will criticize everything yesterday and today it was not the good thing. Then I think the issue of voting, some of just said and that was there in process.
All right, thank you. We will just at home and observe the process. To this caller, quickly, good evening.
Good evening, I got one point for you,
Mm-hmm. I can't tell whether the president was casing or not. For me, I don't want to delve into that. Yeah, I don't know. I want to tell you, I say I don't know.
No, maybe casing doesn't mean you have to be mouth to mouth, but
yeah, you know that means that mouth to mouth. So
no, casing or casing.
Hello?
Yeah.
Yes, go ahead.
And for even to the rest of the panelists, Lebron, you know, sometimes when I look at my country, I just know that leadership-wise, we are on joke. Lebron, let's look at the historical tie between Liberia and America. Which one of the African countries should even have a longer time in terms of visa duration? If it would be any country, it should be Liberia. But Lebron, you see, when you cook yourself in tomato called Lebron, in my Liberian balance, they will dish you all with straw. That's what happened in Liberia now. See, Lebron, Ghana had about 5 years. But Liberia had the greatest river tower in Morocco, just 3 years. And we are celebrating like our country now, all of the development.
All right, thank you so much. Quickly, we got to go. Pascal Davis, 1 minute, please. 1 minute each. I'll let me do all of my possible best. Yeah, go ahead quickly. Then I'll tell Luis. Go ahead.
Yeah, thank you. I just got one question to ask. I don't know whether because you took off from 1 to 3 years, all of us will say you want this for money around the country. But maybe, did you see the post with the quote unquote foreign affairs minister and the president? Did you see it? And how do you interpret that kind of article?
Well, my brother, I don't know which one are you talking about, but thank you. But I'm going to tell Luis. Jesus. Sorry. Yeah, Luis, go ahead, my brother. Yes, sir.
I want to thank you. You guys got a full house today. I want to say hi to Steve, hi to Mr. Cannon, and hi to Monk. Basically, I got 2 points. It's 3, but I'll try to make it 3. For the first time, I have a question for Mr. Cannon, and I also want to concur with him that Unity Party will always get to 95% of Class CDC. And Mr. Cannon said something. How do you think Unity Party to win 20,000? Even if Unity Party win 50 to 100,000 vote difference, they won't give the election to CDC. That is clear. They both got criminals. Unity Party got criminals. CDC got criminals. But Unity Party had sophisticated criminals than CDC. So I concur with him on that point 100%. So they don't want a competitor to come in the race. The second question I got for Mr. Kane administration and visa extension is hypothetical instead of for 5 or 6 years. Will CMC official and Mr. Kennedy angry or will they be excited?
All right. Oh, sorry, because you talk about that quickly, so I have to go. We have 4 or 5 more minutes, and I don't know, Emmanuel. This was a 30 second. Emmanuel Davis, go ahead. Hello, go ahead quickly, my dear brother.
Yeah, I just want to say something. Do you think that Labra should be celebrating 3-year visa for rich people? The relationship between Liberia and America? Other countries, they have free visa to come to America. Ghana, they get 5 years. Other countries, they get 10 years. But Labra celebrating 3-year visa to come to America? The relationship between Labra and America will be celebrating 3-year visa? And that visa for rich people? It's frustrating, man.
All right.
It's frustrating.
All right, my dear brother. Thank you. Mr. Kenneth, Monk, and Steve, we got to go. Yeah, we don't want to leave our people where are you people responding, so at least so that they can hear you people. So go ahead.
Well, we heard our people, and I think Luis asked a good question. Luis, nobody is against the idea that a visa were extended. We are just looking at the impact and looking at the nature of the debate. If we can elevate the debate or we keep playing the mediocre game, that's what we are talking about here. So I get that question was directed at Sekou, but I just wanted to expand it a little bit. Our people are very deceptive. They don't know where they want. They are confused, and these politicians will keep making a mockery out of them. That's just how I see it. Because it was the same U.S. that came out with a report that we have one of the worst business climate, that the government is corrupt. They wrote a whole report. So I don't know how a visa, 99% of you will never walk to that embassy for a visa. No day, it will never happen. You're looking for Lababido, you want to put food in your stomach. That's something that you will never benefit from. But like we said, the people who are having direct impact in your life, that are trying to make you better, no, you don't celebrate them. You want to celebrate the international uptake, the photo ops, that people can just come and just ignore the reality on ground, just for the sake of playing on your emotion, and then you will celebrate it. That's why I said, if you believe now that the international image is all you need, even though the country is being walking to hell, nothing good is happening, then you might as well take people from overseas and make them president, because that's why you want to celebrate. That's why you are showing here to celebrate. So we are not against any good thing that happened to the country internationally. We are just talking about elevating the debate as to how it will impact the common person. But let me stop there for now, and I think I said my parting comment. And tomorrow, if you guys cannot pay your offering, man, I will leave this show. It's been a while, and I will tell Mr. Cannon he's here. We got a full house today. We cannot be expanding the outreach of Sktv, going, putting in a lot of infrastructure and getting other stations to propagate the show. Guys like Melbourne will come here every day. And I don't know whether the decision, because Sekou that CMC made, it has nothing to do with the Sktv platform. So to our regular contributors, if you cannot keep this show going, then there is no need. We can be up all night burning candles, even though we don't have candles in America, doing the research, giving the news, and at the end of the day, you can't even help the people that need it help the most. So I think I'm done for the day, guys. Y'all can close it up.
Okay. Well, let me make this statement quickly. We'll turn it over to Sekou, who will close us for the day. Folks, want you to please come back tomorrow. We're going to talk Acela Mita. We're going to talk HPX. The only thing I want to say, you can't criticize and thank at the same time. Those of you who started with, let me appreciate the government for the visa and for the one. Listen, my friend, if you're against it, you're against it. You for it, you for it. I play announcement. Some of you said confused. Why are you thinking something that you get that's questionable? Why are you appreciating something that's questionable? Maybe you clear your doubt for it, then you can appreciate. So I just want to bring that to our people's attention. And don't take this for a joke. The Unity Party, I heard tomorrow we'll talk about the plan as to why you hear Costa there rushing, Costa and rush to call for opposition unity. They had a meeting and they decided that they will do the same thing that they did with CPP, to rush the opposition to come together so that they can undermine them and put them in situation again. But we'll talk about it tomorrow in details and give you some of the inside scoop. Mr. Khan, it's up to you.
Yeah, I don't have much to say. I just want to say thank you to Monk, Steve, and Mabon for everything you do. I want to say thank you. But to our callers, thank you for calling. And we will not stop. making a case for Liberia. We will not stop calling the people out. We will not stop speaking truth to power, no matter what. So relax. When we come here, I can only talk CMC when it is about CMC, but we discuss national issue based on facts available to us, also based on national interests of our country. Maybe thank you very much. We'll be here tomorrow again.
Thank you, Mr. Kana. And I think Steve almost like coming straight into what I was really email out today when I was asking you before switching to the photo issue. But I think maybe on tomorrow we'll also look at that, Mr. Kana, because most of our opposition political parties, they are not cool, they are not hot. We don't know which way they are going. And most of the blames will always be shifted on one political party, like in fact they are the only opposition. So on tomorrow we'll look at that and see as to what's going to happen next. But thank you. Thanks to Mark and thanks to our viewers, our listeners. Thank you so much and good night. We see you tomorrow by the grace of the Almighty God.
There are things we can do. We bring in good news and we give it to you. We judge it for podcast and connecting people and culture from here and up out of the club. Qualified people who waiting to sell. The blessing that time and the efforts are rest. The brothers giving us here and the promise from there. The welcome my life without again.
I lyrical
Master.
Play body so make on you. I can't Sktv benyo. Say my journey, Tina can I say my jamo. And yes I know money. Emu aye yo. And you love me. Emu aye yo.
Sktv, the best in Liberia. Sktv, the best in Africa. Sktv, the best in Mama Liberia. Must hold by the lofa and grandbaza.
And I didn't ya to money. And I said ya to money. And I couldn't play ya to money. And I could do ya to money. And I didn't ya to money. And I said ya to money. And I couldn't play ya to money. And I could do ya to money. And I don't get now ya to money. That's the TV. And I don't get it now. Cause you work on my ya to money. Yeah. Oh.
Sktv, the best in Liberia. Sktv, the best in Africa. Sktv, the best in Mama Liberia. Must hold by the lofa and grandbaza.
There are things we can do. We bring in good news and we give it to you. We talk it for podcast and connecting people and culture from here and up out of the club. Qualified people who waiting to sell. The blessing that time and the efforts are rest. The broadcast we giving a real and the promise from best. The world with my life without fear. From Grandfather Nima to Lufa, from Riverside, River G to Chile, from Grand Crew, Bombing, Kidman, Montserrat, San to Bacalu, from Maryland, Bonk to the Maggie B. We the best in the land, yeah, LIB. We the best in the land, yeah, LIB. We the best in the land, yeah, LIB.
Sktv, the best in Liberia. Sktv, the best in Africa.